Hi everyone, welcome. It's another one of those life updates channel updates that I post every now and then just to let you know how things are, etc., etc. You guys probably remember if you've been with the channel for a couple years now that back in 2020 I lost my job, the only job I had ever had at a grocery store. And it was a very bittersweet experience because A, I was now unemployed, but B, I had grown so disillusioned with the job and had just become so comfortable with getting the paycheck that I didn't like just stop to think like maybe I should change my life. I had just gotten so much into a rut. And the past couple years have been very hard in terms of knowing exactly what kind of career path I should choose. So for a long time I thought, okay, I can ride unemployment for a while, try to find other jobs, and I'll just kind of put the pedal to the metal on the YouTube a little bit. And that's been great. The channel has been, growing. We're up to about 11,500 subs. So thank you all for watching and watching all the live streams, donating everything, Patreon, all the stuff. I am incredibly blessed and grateful to all of you who keep watching my content. Um, and it got to a point where let me back up. Let me back up. In 2021, I've been doing, this kind of recording video stuff. I've had this camera for probably over 10 years at this point. I've always been into filmmaking, creative outlets such as that. And my brother and a few other, he's a doctor, and a few other doctor friends of his wanted to do a small video series about stuff relating to COVID at the time in terms of medicinal stuff, just kind of like a vlog. And they asked me to film it. So I did. And it was the first time I ever charged people for, my services, but I filmed these videos. They only ended up doing two of them. And one of the doctors had to move away. Um, but I got to do a couple of these videos. And since then, I've also gotten to film two political advertisements for people here in the valley. One of them, my sister-in-law; another one, a friend of my brother and sister-in-law, just doing local for election stuff, and that was fun. But it wasn't anything I was like putting a lot of oomph into. It was just like, oh, this is nice. I'm getting paid a decent amount to shoot these videos. Um, and then my sister-in-law, who I did the political video for, or I should say it was a school board video because she was running for school board. Um, she's been a real estate agent for probably like 15 years at this point. And she was wondering like, oh, maybe you should like start taking real estate photos. And I'm like, maybe, I don't know. It's like, I'm not very good at photography, but I kind of started to look into it. I'm like, oh, it's actually pretty easy. This looks pretty cool. So I took some photos of my parents' house as a test thing. They weren't great. My verticals were bad. The white balance was set to auto, so I had to fix a lot of that stuff. But I got a good handful of okay pictures out of that. And then shortly after that, she asked my sister-in-law asked me to shoot a house for her. So I did that, and it was okay. I also got some decent shots out of that. But I realized that I really like real estate photography because A, it's very predictable. You know exactly what you're doing every time. But you also have some level of creativity that you can do with it. So artistically, it's like a perfect match for me as far as just actual work that pays the bills. But also I love the work because I don't have a boss. I'm my own boss. I can go to houses. Oftentimes they're vacant. I just put on a podcast, shoot the stuff, come home, edit while watching podcasts, listening to music, whatever. It's really chill, and the money is pretty good. So I realized, I kind of want to put some fuel to the fire on this real estate photography stuff. So I built a whole website. I did all the graphic design, made all of these, pamphlets, pricing sheets, all kinds of stuff. I bought a drone, and I'm studying to take my Part 107 exam, get the license to be able to fly the drone commercially. And this was done, A, because like I said, I enjoy the work, but B, because the end of 2022 was really hard for us financially. That's part of the reason why I started doing these donation streams as well, which you guys have been incredibly generous, and I'm very blessed for all of the money that you've given us. It really helped us get across the finish line of 2022. But staring down the barrel of 2023, it's still kind of like a little bit scary. So, all this to say, there might be a good chance going into the future as real estate photography work picks up, because I've been cold emailing, cold texting all kinds of agents trying to get my name out there, get some work flowing, that I will be too busy to do certain things on the channel. I will say this though. First things to go would probably be the donation streams, because, I wouldn't really need to do them anymore since I'm already making money through this job. Next thing to go after that would maybe be, I would stream every other week, or the song reactions would go. I'd say probably donation streams and song reactions would be the first to go. Last thing I would ever get rid of is the actual album reaction I post twice a month. Because that's kind of what I built this whole channel on. And even if it got to the point where I could only fit in one album reaction a month, I would still do it. So all this to say, I don't plan on giving up on YouTube. There's a very strong chance I won't have time to dedicate to it as much as I have in the last, year or two, just because I'm going to be taking pictures and doing videos more for real estate agents, and that will actually pay the bills. Because as much as I enjoy the YouTube stuff, it's just not paying the bills. It's helping the bills, but it's not paying them. So I need to do the heavy lifting with something else. So that's pretty much it. I appreciate you guys, and I hope that this isn't, too much of an issue. I know all the comments are just going to be like, "Oh, do whatever you got to do, man. It's fine." And I know that's always the case, but it always feels a little wrong to be like, "I need to pull back. I need to pull back." And honestly, if this real estate stuff takes off, I'm considering lowering the Patreon thing for unedited reactions down to like $1 a month, because I feel like I owe it to you guys for, keeping me sane, kind of, going through 2022 and 2021, and 2020, 2021 and 2022. Man, it's been 3 years. Jeez. But yeah, it's been great. As of right now, I'm not lowering it, but if I get to a stable financial level, where I can pay for the Vimeo hosting and all that stuff on my own terms, I will lower the Patreon and whatnot, because I don't want to charge you guys too much if I'm not doing as much work. If that makes sense. So if you have any questions or anything to say, put it in the comments below. But that is my life and channel update. That's really it. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you have a great new year. And until next time, Godspeed.